We all, at one point or the other, have experienced low times, and that's okay. What's not okay is when it happens over and over and over again. Then you know you're gradually getting to the point of low self esteem, and if you're not careful, it can harm you and it can harm your relationships. Hello, people, it's your girl again, Maya, and you're welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming back. Please do well to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, or else see I've frozen. Oh. Subscribe so I can unfreeze. Thank you. Okay, so now let's continue. All right, so today I am here to share my experience and how I overcame low self esteem. Welcome back. Okay, so what's low self esteem? Low self esteem is a negative perception of oneself, right? By feeling of inadequacy or self doubt. It can affect our relationship, it can affect our decision making, and overall quality of life. Every day we interface with different aspects of our lives, our family, our relationships, our career, our friends, the media, and even ourselves. Ourselves as in our past experiences, our current experiences, and our future expectations, right? And every day, these factors, these aspects of life are speaking to us. They're speaking to us daily. They're speaking to us daily, and we are hearing, we are listening, and we are also hearing what they're saying to us, right? Now, all these things, these aspects of our lives are speaking to us. These are what shape our perception of ourselves, right? So we take them in and begin to see ourselves in a particular light based on what the media has painted, based on what our family has always known, our family values, how I was raised, based on the company I'm keeping, based on probably the career path I've chosen and all of that. Those things can inform our perception of ourselves. I see this topic is very interesting because unlike cases where you're bothered about what people think about you, in this case it's about what you think about yourself, right? So you're not challenging anybody and saying, "Oh, why did you say this about me? When did I say this? Okay, sit down here, show me evidence." In this case, you're the one going to show yourself evidence. You're not taking anybody to court to question anybody. You're going to take yourself to court, sit yourself down, and ask yourself for evidence, right? So that's just like a background of what we're discussing today. Now, how do you know you're gradually getting to the point of doing service? When you begin to seek constant validation, when you begin to avoid, certain tasks because you're afraid of failing, when you begin to withdraw, like avoid interaction with people because you're afraid, oh, you might see someone that is better than you, and that will destroy your esteem even more. Um, when you just constantly keep saying negative things about yourself, and when you keep seeking, um, you find yourself always trying to please people, you find yourself always seeking validation from people. I used to have a colleague then, um, every day. When I mean every day, like I actually didn't see a problem with it initially because when she comes and she says, "Oh, how do I look? Please tell me how do I look? How do I?" And I give my feedback, and she's like, "Ah," and then you give a negative, and then she's really triggered. The times that the feedback is negative, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is just something this person likes to do. But I found out that this thing happened almost every day. She wants to ask how do I look, how do I feel, how am I looking right now? Do I look fat? Do I look fat? Oh, tell me something nice about myself. Tell me, And that was when I sensed that, oh no, this person, I think this person has gotten to that point where, she doesn't even have like her own perception of her own self that is positive. And sometimes you even get to see physical signs. Physical signs like, when people can maintain eye contact, their body posture, especially not being able to maintain eye contact, for a particular period of time. And the thing is, if you do not validate yourself, you look for it in people and in things. And sometimes, if it has gotten to a point where you're no longer in control, you might find yourself going the extra mile, just to seek validation. And sometimes you get into a trap you're not able to come out from. Okay, so That is why we're having this discussion, so that would shed more light on the need for people to pay attention on themselves. Shine the light to yourself and set yourself to be sure that your esteem is in order and is healthy. You have a healthy esteem. Okay, so I'm going to share my own story. So my story. So back then in school, I had this accident that ruined my legs and my knees actually, and made me feel very low. It made me feel a certain way about myself. Prior to that, I had always seen myself as the person with the banging body, and I also believed I also had a good skin and all of that. I really didn't care what anybody thought, but I just knew and I had that perception about myself, you know. And then having this accident was a different ball game altogether. I began to see myself as the opposite of all I had ever, seen myself as. And it really messed with my esteem. It really dealt with my esteem. I began to feel very bad, because it gave me, very obvious bruises. So I found myself doing really weird things, putting on certain clothes, avoiding people, avoiding gatherings, seeking validation, you know. Um, when someone tells you, "Oh, you're looking good," and telling you, you're asking yourself, "Shady, why me? Are you joking?" That was me at the time. I didn't believe what anybody thought about me, and that was because I didn't even believe anything positive of myself. Right? So that really dealt with my psyche, really dealt with my esteem, and so these are the things that I did, and these are the things I did, and these are the things that helped me come out of that phase of my life. First of all, I was truthful to myself, right? So once in a while, there's this thing I do. I have what I call meeting in me. So I have a book and a pen where I write everything and anything I'm feeling, right? And um, so it's boldly written book. So when I see the book, I know, okay, that's what this book is for. And so I began to ask myself questions. Remember at the beginning, I told you in the case of self-esteem, that's why it's called self. It's not what anybody thinks. That's the interesting thing about self-esteem. It's about what you think about yourself. What you think. So, um, what do you think about? So I began to ask myself, how are you feeling? How are you seeing yourself? And because I knew this book was just between me and me, I could express myself like 101%. So I'll ask myself and then I'll respond. Um, and then I ask myself, okay, why do you think you're feeling, the way you're feeling and all of that? And I found that I was able to trace that over time. I was able to trace that, my actions and even inactions were, could be traced to the bruises I had. I said, okay, so this is it. Mm. It's funny how I didn't even know that was where it all stemmed from. So I said, okay, so now that I knew, so remember the first thing I said was I paid attention to myself. I paid attention to my feelings, because um, our esteem, how healthy our esteem is, it rubs off on people, it rubs off on our relationship. Why? Because if you can't relate with yourself, how then do you want to relate with other people, right? And for you to relate with yourself, you really need to, know what exactly is going through you, right? And so when I was able to discover that, this was what I was feeling and this was why I was feeling what I was feeling, I said, oh, okay. So the next thing I did was I tried to take the focus off me, right? So I moved away from myself a bit. I embraced gatherings the more. I know it's not as easy with some other people, right? So in my case, it was a physical thing that impacted my esteem but negatively. For some other people, it might be abstract. For some other people, it might be internal. For some other people, it might be medical, right? You know, so you want to pay attention to whatever it is that is impacting your esteem and be truthful to yourself. Be truthful to yourself. Don't worry, you can't judge yourself. So when you take yourself to court and you bring all the evidences, oh, why are you feeling this way? Why do you think you judge yourself? You can't take yourself to prison. You know, you can be very tender and kind to your own self. Nobody wants to harm themselves, right? Right. So be truthful to yourself. Tell yourself exactly how you feel. Wow. Because if you don't, you might not even be able to communicate how you feel to some other person if you do not even know. Many people do not know the root of you know the challenges you're going through. They don't even know. You don't even know. Okay, you're feeling a certain way, and you just assume it's something that's responsible. Meanwhile, it's medically, um, it's a medical thing, right? And because you don't know, you're dealing with the wrong thing. You're using the wrong measures to treat, you know, this whatever it is, because the symptoms are similar, right? So um, I was very sure that mine wasn't medical. I was very sure that mine was because of the physical impact I had. So what I did, I tried to move out of myself a little more. I began to interact more with people. I embraced gatherings more. I began to like say certain things to myself. Every opportunity I had, I began to say very positive things about myself to my own ear. Yes, that really worked. I don't know. I don't work for someone other people. It worked for me. Saying positive things to myself. You're looking good. You're good. You're just beautiful the way you are. I think those things you say, and it sounds cliche. I was saying it. I was pasting it. I was writing it. I was looking at it, and it was entering my subconscious. Oh my God, that day some magic. I can't even explain. All right. So the next thing I did um, was I began to focus more on my confidence boosters. Right. So some people feel the way they feel because of some things that maybe are obvious and maybe are not obvious. And so for me, because I already knew um, the source, I began to focus on my confidence booster. For example, I know that when I put on a suit, I feel more confident, right? So when I'm going out, I put on like those kind of things that make me feel good. If I had to put on heels, I put them on, just to make me feel a bit up and a bit, better than not just feeling low, but feeling good about myself. And that really helped me. It helped boost my confidence. It helped to boost, the way I look at people. So yeah, the truth was yes, I remember I said so. For some other people, if you know that yours is the way you speak, maybe about maybe it's the background where you interacting with people, you may want to be truthful to yourself. Like tell yourself the truth. I do not speak correct English. And learn take yourself, bring yourself to a point, like be humble enough to learn, right? Because it's not about anybody. Don't worry, it's not about them. It's not about what anybody thinks about you, but it's about how you perceive yourself. Because the truth is, if you do not, bring yourself to that point where you're confident enough about how you interact, you always turn down invitations, you always avoid people, you always withdraw, you always want, social media to hype you and then you post only videos or pictures of when you're speaking nice, and then people comment and say, "Oh, nice, nice, nice grammar, and all that." And you feel good. Meanwhile, you know deep down that this one is just the day that you spoke, the day that you spoke the correct one, the day you're not speaking the correct one, they don't need to see that one. So just be truthful to yourself. You know, come out a bit more from yourself and focus more on your confidence boosters. Know what it is that makes you feel better. Is it the kind of food you eat? Is it when you wear makeup? Is it when you know, put on a certain kind of hairstyle, hairdo? Whatever it is, find out. Find out. I see this book, and it's very intentional. It's very intentional. Coming out um, a very unhealthy esteem or low esteem is very, very intentional. You need to put in the work because if not, life does not like vacuum, right? Something else will fill up that space, and the only thing that can fill up your space is, you know, things that will reduce your esteem more. All right. So another thing I do that really help boost my esteem is gratitude. The attitude of gratitude. Oh my God, this in itself is very powerful because what it does, it makes me, puts me away more from the things I can't handle myself, and it helps me to stay grateful and thankful to the people that could help me do the things I couldn't do myself. Um, I stay grateful to God, grateful to my family, people that helped me. I stay grateful to God, my family, everyone that helped me, during that phase of my life. I remember the nurse that took care of me because I had a particular nurse that kept treating the wound. I remember I bought her a gift and I said to her, "Thank you, Titi." She tried so hard to stay in touch, but but as little as that gesture was, it made me feel very, very good about myself, and it boosted my esteem. Right, it made me feel like, oh, okay, so I might not be able to see myself in a certain light just yet, but then I'm able to see people in a certain light where I am thankful to them, where I'm grateful to them, for the love and the care that they have shown me. So gratitude really helped me. Gratitude really helped boost my esteem, and I believe it would help you too. Right, so these are the things that I did, that boosted my esteem. Please take note of this very important point, right? Remember, these are things that I did that helped me. Now, I need you to pay attention to your situation. Sometimes, if you're feeling a certain way, it might be traced or tied to a medical issue. If you feel like you're not sure or you're not able to find out at the point of um, being internal and being truthful to yourself, you're not able to find out what exactly the cause is, please see a professional, a medical professional that can tell you, that can check, do medical checks and be sure that this thing is not a medical issue. Because if it's a medical issue, trust me, you're just going to waste your time trying to do this and do that. It might not really help so much, right? But then if it's a medical issue, the professionals know just what to prescribe. And I believe that when you also adhere to all they ask you to do, you feel much better. Your self-esteem is very important. It's very important for you and it's very important for the people, your day-to-day interaction, because you're going to meet people. You're going to interact with people on your journey of life, on your journey, on your way to success, on your way to the top. You're going to interact with people, and a healthy self-esteem is very important. I'm here. I love you, and I'm waiting for you. I'll be here to celebrate with you. Please share your own experiences in the comment section. I'd like to know how you're able to deal with low self-esteem. Thank you for staying up to this point. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Please do what you like, share, and so that other people can, come in contact with this valuable resource, I believe, and subscribe. Very important. Subscribe. All right. Thank you. Catch ya.